The stakes are at an all-time high, and we have all the news you need right now. First up, we are looking at the uncertain future of Fabio Vieira. Despite his stellar individual form, he is currently battling relegation in Germany with Hamburg, and with a potential permanent move on the line, the final weeks of his season are looking increasingly precarious.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, we take a look at the creative side of the club as legendary director Spike Lee steps into the spotlight. He has just released a new short film for Arsenal called Who Are Ya?, highlighting the partnership with Airwallex. It is a high-profile project that captures the real energy of the fan base and the modern commercial side of football. Then, we dive into the pressure building around Mikel Arteta. As the Premier League title race hits a breaking point, former striker Paul Dickov is weighing in on whether Arteta could actually walk away if the Gunners finish empty-handed. The pressure is mounting, and the questions about his future at the club are getting louder. Finally, we preview the massive showdown between Arsenal and Newcastle at the Emirates Stadium. With points being dropped and both sides hungry for a win, this match is absolutely critical for the title race. For all the latest updates and in-depth analysis on these stories, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a beat. Ever had the feeling of being the brightest light in a room that's slowly going dark? That is exactly the reality for Arsenal's Fabio Vieira right now. While he's been turning heads over in Germany with some truly top-tier performances for Hamburg, his season has taken a sudden, sharp turn toward total disaster. Things started so promisingly. There was genuine talk of European qualification, and the club was playing with real swagger. But football is a cruel mistress, and just like that, the momentum evaporated. Now the club is hovering dangerously close to the relegation drop-off, sitting precariously in 15th. What's fascinating, and frankly a bit heartbreaking, is that through this entire slide, Vieira has remained a shining constant. Even as the team around him falters, his individual quality hasn't dipped. But here is where the plot thickens for Arsenal. Hamburg has an option to make this move permanent, but a drop to the second tier would basically torpedo that deal. Let's be real. Why would a talent like Vieira want to ply his trade in the second division? If Hamburg goes down, that dream of a permanent stay is almost certainly dead on arrival. For Arsenal, the coming weeks are going to be a nail-biter, not just for the team in Germany, but for what this means for Vieira's future career path. It is a classic case of individual brilliance trapped in a collective collapse. If you're an Arsenal fan, you have to wonder, is this the springboard he needed, or just a detour into a mess he's better off leaving behind? Drop a comment below and let me know your take. Should Arsenal bring him home, or is there another destination on the horizon? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates on our loanees. And stay tuned, because in football, the tide can turn in a single 90-minute window. Ever wondered what happens when a legendary filmmaker teams up with a Premier League powerhouse? Well, Arsenal just turned their latest partnership into a cinematic event. Spike Lee, a die-hard Gooner since the Thierry Henry era, is back behind the camera, not for a blockbuster, but for a punchy new ad titled, Who Are Ya?, to launch the club's tie-up with Airwallex. And honestly, it's a refreshing departure from those stale, corporate logo reveals we're all used to. In the short film, Spike himself makes an appearance, hilariously begging for a moment of peace to just watch the match. But it's not just about the director. The screen is packed with current stars and club legends, giving the whole campaign a high-octane, authentic feel that feels less like a sales pitch and more like a tribute to the fan base. Spike hit the nail on the head when he said that being an Arsenal fan is about more than just the 90 minutes on the grass. It's about the culture, the debate, and the global identity of the club. He wanted to tap into that specific energy, bridging the gap between raw fan passion and the often dry business side of the sport. Let's face it, in today's game, fans are just as likely to debate transfer valuations and sponsorship deals over a pint as they are the starting lineup. That's exactly where Airwallex saw their opening. Their global creative director, Matt Jennings, admitted the elephant in the room. Most fans had never heard of them. Instead of just slapping a generic logo on a perimeter board, they wanted to make an impression that stuck. By leaning into the Erhu narrative, they've managed to turn a brand introduction into a conversation piece. It's a bold gamble to try and make financial services feel like part of the matchday fabric, but by tapping into Spike's creative vision, they've at least ensured the fans are paying attention. Ultimately, it's a smart move for Arsenal's commercial team. Juliette Slot, the club's CCO, noted that the goal is to bring the global community closer to the heart of the club. By blending the director's genuine fandom with a bit of self-aware marketing, they've created something that feels remarkably human in an increasingly commercialized game. So, what do you think? Does this bridge the gap between business and football, or is it just another corporate play? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more behind-the-scenes stories from the world of football. Remember, at the end of the day, the game belongs to the fans, no matter who's paying for the shirt. Is the dream dying at the Emirates, or just taking a painful, familiar detour? Arsenal spent over 200 days at the top of the Premier League, looking like the team that would finally end their drought, but a 9-point lead has evaporated like mist in the morning sun. Now, the questions aren't just about the table, they are about Mikel Arteta's future. If they end this season empty-handed for the third year in a row, has the Spaniard truly reached his ceiling? Former Arsenal striker Paul Dickov, speaking exclusively to Goal, suggests that while the club wouldn't necessarily sack their manager, the decision might not be theirs alone. He points out that Arteta is a proud man. If the trophy cabinet stays bare, he might decide he has taken this project as far as he possibly can. It's a fascinating, if brutal, thought. One week you're a legend in the making, the next you're wondering if a mutual parting of ways is the only dignified path forward. But let's talk about the dreaded B word, bottle. Is that really what this is? Dickov thinks not. He points to the relentless, machine-like consistency of Manchester City. It's not necessarily that Arsenal are choking. It's that they are up against a squad of serial winners who know exactly how to turn the screws when the pressure hits. Even with injuries to key players like Calafiori and Timber, the Gunners have fought valiantly. But when you're racing against a juggernaut with the pedigree of City, even the smallest slip becomes a catastrophe. We are looking at a knife-edge finish. With just 5 games left, Arsenal and City are practically identical in the stats. It all comes down to who holds their nerve in the final sprint. If Arteta pulls this off, he's set for a decade of glory. If he misses out again, the narrative shifts from progression to stagnation in a heartbeat. What do you think? Does Arteta stay regardless of the outcome, or is it time for a new chapter if they fall short? Drop your predictions in the comments below, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the beautiful game, and remember, in football, the difference between an icon and a memory is often just a few inches of grass. Is the Premier League title slipping through Arsenal's fingers, or is this the moment they finally steady the ship? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are looking at a massive clash at the Emirates Stadium this Saturday as the Gunners host Newcastle United. Arsenal sits atop the table with 70 points, but after that gut-wrenching 2-1 defeat to Manchester City, the pressure is mounting. Their form has been shaky lately, with just 1 win in their last 6, and their fortress at the Emirates hasn't looked quite so impenetrable, failing to secure a win in their last 3 home outings. But don't count them out just yet. Mikel Arteta has a solid track record against the Magpies, with 9 wins in 15 encounters. However, the injury list is a real concern. Losing Bukayo Saka is a massive blow, and with doubts surrounding Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori, Arteta will need his depth players to step up in a huge way. On the other side of the pitch, Eddie Howe and Newcastle are enduring a brutal spell. Sitting in 14th place, they are currently on a 4-game losing streak and have only managed 1 win in their last 7. It has been a defensive nightmare for the Magpies, who have conceded in 4 straight matches. Still, stats can be deceiving. Despite their struggles, Newcastle has shown a relentless streak in front of goal, scoring in 18 consecutive games. Keep an eye on Aaron Ramsdale returning to face his former club. That is going to be a fascinating subplot. Looking at the history, this fixture is a classic for a reason. Arsenal holds the historical edge with 87 wins over Newcastle's 72, and at the Emirates, they have been dominant historically. But with both sides desperate to snap winless runs, this is anything but a guaranteed result. Could we see a high-scoring stalemate, or will Arsenal regain their composure to keep their title charge alive? Let me know your score predictions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you are ready for the weekend. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our deep dives into the beautiful game. Remember, in the Premier League, every single point is a battle. Who wants it more this Saturday?